Howdy, God Almighty. This is the Sweat Equity Podcast. That was a harsh stop on the intro music. I'm kind of producing on the fly. We've got the Mevo camera that edits while you go live on Facebook Live or YouTube Live or live stream or any of that stuff. I don't know why I just gave them a plug. Sweat Equity Podcast. We haven't done any because of that Hoebag Hurricane Irma, but I was like, we got to get one in and then have a bunch banked up for next week as well. So I thought, I've been talking to everybody about the hurricane, and like, I'm 33. This was the thing where you had to go, oh shit, I'm the dad. I got to like do the man stuff during a crisis, like freaking out. So I wrote down some notes. I talked to a bunch of other people about like, okay, next time this happens, for real. So this might be my memento diary of sorts. So I can look back at this next hurricane season, or if we have another one, that I can go, oh, okay, now I remember that. I remember looking really pale and doing a podcast solo and thinking I'm Bill Burr, but I ain't. I ain't no Bill Burr. I can't do this solo like he can, but I'm going to try. I'm going to give it the old college try. So before we get into that, we got a sponsor, man. We're sponsored by FreshBooks. And literally I just did a lot of our financials here, and I'm not going to rag on the competitors to FreshBooks. I'm going to say that the one we use rhymes with Trick Cooks, if that works, because they may be a sponsor in the future. I don't know. I don't know how this works with podcast advertising, if they Sharks and Jets it, if they have exclusivity. I'm not sure. So FreshBooks, I think we're going to migrate over to that as our accounting software. And I'm really going to make this ad read for the people that don't really have a bookkeeping or accounting software. I know a lot of people that are like, yeah, just do it in Google Docs, or that's not secure for most people because you log in on other Wi-Fis and all that. You know, a lot of people just do Excel or a CSV chart. It's not great either because you want to be able to sync. You want to be able to integrate with your other apps. And what's awesome about FreshBooks is that it'll get with your time tracking and it'll sync that up. For you service businesses like our nerd agency or small medium business consulting firm, that's the shortest title we have to really catch all phrase, our elevator pitch of what we do here. We're a service industry. We're client facing. I look like shit because, after a hurricane, I had no internet, and we gotta hurry up and get our clients' work done. I'm sure some are seeing this right now and like, what the fuck? I thought you had to get some stuff done. Yeah, we got to get it done, but marketing never stops either, and we can't let the listeners down. Anyway, FreshBooks is awesome. You're going to get hooked up with 30 days free if you go to the URL gofreshbooks.com/sweat. gofreshbooks.com/sweat. Get a 30-day trial. Our listeners get that. A lot of other people don't get that. You get that hookup from us. Hey, maybe you're not even going to do it, but maybe you just click on it. Maybe you just go over there. So it's like, oh, whoa, they got a fan base that's really into it. We're not huge. We've got somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 listeners between audio and video. So all these little things to help us out, subscribing on iTunes, YouTube, our Facebook page, those little things help us out. Give us a review on whatever we're listed on. If you listen on like Podbean or any of that, we're on Spotify, I believe. So all those things help. Go freshbooks.com/sweat and, get fresh with it. That's the worst slogan of all time. So we just had the hurricane come through Florida, and all I've been doing is kind of talking about what can we do I'm reading comments as I'm doing this. Ray, I can't see you right now. This is a one-way kind of broadcast on Facebook. I'm doing this on my personal, and then I will, let's see, slow internet, stop, restart. We're going to fight through it. We're going to see if that we can fight through that. It might look a little pixelated on your side. Anyway, I kind of wanted to do this as a little bit of personal, a little bit of business on what to do for the hurricane, how to prepare. I wrote down some things of like, oh, you didn't know how to board up your windows. Thank God you have great neighbors. Shout out to the Brickelmeyers. What up? That came over and helped us because you're not a real dude. You don't have a saw. You don't have a fucking table saw. So a lot of that kind of like, God damn it, I'm an idiot. So going to get plywood was like, it was crazy. My favorite thing in a line of like 30 people, you got to hawk people for the dollies to get plywood. I was there for about 4 hours. Friday, storm was supposed to hit Sunday night, Monday morning. And the funny thing, when I was at Home Depot, there's like, line 30 deep Friday morning. It got worse throughout the day, but I love the Cuban dudes that were at this Home Depot. They would cut in line and pretend like they didn't understand what a line was, or like that. It was the funniest thing because it happened like 5 times over standing in line for 2 hours or something like that. And it was, they were like, I don't understand. I don't know. So I don't know if that's like an old school Cuban dude trick, but I was loving it. I was like, I'm not even mad you cut me in line. Like, I think that takes a lot of balls, and it's pretty funny because the Home Depot guys are like, sir, you can't do that. So having plywood, getting those, looking into those things for the windows that are kind of like real tight tarps that you can kind of button on or you can hook on or whatever. Those seem to be the kind of future the way to do this. Plywood kind of sucks, but what was kind of cool about this is I was talking with people in our neighborhood that we've lived in for 2 years, and we've never really had a conversation. And and the hippie part of me kind of liked that. We were talking about trying to strategize how to help each other out. Like you want to get that smoker grill down, put some water in it. I heard that from someone smarter than me, but I made it sound like it was my own. And I was like, you want to do that? You want to chain up? We got to hide your trash cans because all that shit becomes weaponized in a huge storm. So going around and trying to help people in the neighborhood, kind of cool. Talking to people, you move into a place and it's already gone past the threshold of introducing yourself. So you're like, I guess this is a good time to say, hey, we're your neighbors from across the street for the last 2 years. I'm a recluse. I guess I'm like Howard Hughes. I just go in my house and don't talk to anybody outside of the house. So the other part's like get a generator. These generators aren't that expensive. Put it in like an Amazon wish list. I already did. I saw some cool stuff. The digital advertising side of me kind of liked that. I was getting targeted a lot with what up, Nate? Got that lightning shirt? Go Bolts. No, but that's not going to make sense on the audio version of this, but I'm going to try to pepper in some of the comments because I like this. I like this interaction going live. It's weird. It's TV, but it's not. So, what was I talking about? Ah, damn it. Oh, just put it in your wish list. Find best price on that. Water. It was kind of crazy. We didn't have water ready to go. And the smart move would have been to go on, here it's Zephyr Hills, wherever you are in the country, Poland Springs, or if you're in California, maybe Arrowhead. But you can get directly from the from the company sometimes when it's stocked out at your Publix, Safeway, whatever, Food Lion, if those are still around. So shit like that, I was like, okay, write this down in Evernote because your memory's terrible. You got a big head, but the brain is not very strong. It's not super girthy. on the memory side. So I wrote down a bunch of stuff. I need to pop it up, but I'm interested to hear anything that you guys freaked out about. Like, no way, next time I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not gonna F this up again, kind of thing. Make sure you have insurance. That's another crazy thing. And even if you have insurance, try to. I saw one of my best friends putting it out there that, you know, insurance companies right after something like this, they're gonna try to hose you. They're not, you know, it's all about incentives to save money, and kind of they're busy too. They're gonna get slammed. So, you know, check your policy. I put an iCal reminder every 3 months. You know, just update that. I do that with our legal contracts here. Why wouldn't I do that for our house and our insurance, and just really go, okay, I'm going to have a old man cocktail and look this over. So other things, I'm bringing it up right now. Yo, you want to pop in? Nah. It's not, I mean, only a couple more minutes. You got to get the mic off the ground. There's Damien Alpazar, you can't see, he's off camera. I just told people to come in. Just do the later one. We'll do another one later today.
All right. Hey, people. See y'all later.
If you heard that soothing Cuban voice, that was Damien Alpazar of 208 Monkeys. Let's get creative. Yeah, that's their slogan. I'll give them a plug. So I'm interested to hear what y'all were like. No more. All right. Next time, I'm gonna fucking prepare. I'm gonna do it. All right. And then, you know, a week from Irma, people are going to forget. So I tried to go, okay, don't be that guy. You were that guy growing up. You kind of got your shit together once you got into business classes, but don't be the lazy guy you were growing up before, you know, you got in business classes, before you got your shit together as an adult. So stuff like that. Get the Zello app. That's a walkie-talkie. Fire chat, I heard, is another one. Next door, even though everybody in your neighborhood kind of bitches about what's going on, I like it because I like to kind of see what people are talking about. You know, we finally got internet last night, and I was able to kind of check the status of what's going on in our neighborhood. Or like we had some people that I don't check next door like I do Facebook because I'm a narcissist. But you know, I wish I saw some of them because there's some old ladies that needed some help. I'm not handy, but I got 2 mitts. I can move some stuff. So stuff like that is pretty sweet. And then for business side, so next time, you know, shout out to our buddy Todd at Tampa Bay Tech Solutions, that he told us about the Zello app and our networking group. And then he threw out another gem that was make sure all your screens are flat down. So I came in this office, moved everything away from the windows. We got a lot of electronics in here. So if the audio's all fucked out, it's because I just had to redo it quickly this morning. But I took a yoga mat, kind of put our screens on that, our computer screens. We got a 4K TV in here. And, you know, I checked to make sure wires aren't on the ground, that kind of thing. Those little things like that, and unplug whatever doesn't need to be plugged in. And back up everything. That was the big one. We started really doing a weekly backup anyway because I saw our friend of the program, Samantha Gant, her of Social Alchemy, her laptop in front of my eyes just shut down, and she didn't have it backed up. And I was like, I gotta get that. I gotta do that. So we backed it up. We got it encrypted because we got sensitive info, and so those kind of things were. Look, I'm not good. I don't have this good, like, to-do task sheet in my head every day. I religiously write notes. I write to-do lists in Evernote on my Live Scribe pad. That's a Bluetooth notebook. So that might be another thing. You may want to write down passwords, stuff on a Bluetooth notebook. So this little pen right here. Go to Live Scribe. Just Google that. Not a sponsor. I just like it. I think it's a cool thing because I lost joke books, and when you do stand up, that's kind of the worst. You do stand up and you have the memento memory. It's fucking terrible. So my wife is awesome, and very thoughtful, and got that as a gift for me. All right, I'm rambling, but I want to hear what y'all have. I saw those Yeti coolers that are like survival kits. I got ads towards me after I was kind of just dicking around late at night. I got ads for some cool survival stuff that I was like, maybe I'll be a doomsday guy. Maybe, I'm not going to believe in zombies, but like maybe I should get a bunch of nerd stuff. And Yeti had a cooler that had solar power on top of it, I think. Super expensive, so I think you could kind of engineer your own. But there's a lot of stuff like that. Maybe a battery backup for your house, for your business. I've had that before. Those can be expensive, but depending on what you're operating on at your office or at home, sometimes when these electronics click off, it disrupts them for whatever reason. So, and a Wi-Fi hotspot, if you can figure out how to do that ahead of time. I think I just got a notification last night that we went over our data with our family plan, and it's like, I've been pinging a Wi-Fi hotspot to do like emails because I can't get much better bandwidth. Other than that, set up that email blast. We didn't do that because I couldn't get to my email. Set up an email blast telling everybody, hey, here's what's going on. Even though you think a lot of people knew about a hurricane, everybody's got their own stuff going on. So you don't want to just ghost everybody. Try to put it out on social as well. When you do that post, put an image because every post you do, 90% of it's image or video. If you just put text, like sometimes I'll write jokes, that's a totally different thing. But if you want more people to see the message, hey, we're going to open a restaurant again on Wednesday, those kind of things, put it on your website if you can. And hit me up. Ask some questions for the podcast, the future, Sweat Equities. I'll answer them on air. I like doing it. I like helping people out. And I think, unless I pull up some comments that say you're, super girthy job, dude, which I don't see. Thanks a lot, guys. We're gonna call it an episode. Subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, whatever. Just do us a solid. Find us and click on the URL. GoFreshBooks.com/sweat, like Key Sweat. Appreciate it.